Hello everybody, welcome to the first installment of Sieglin's Proving Grounds. Today I will be starting with the Demonology Warlock, getting gold and damage on him. The reason I'm starting with Demonology is because it's a spec that I rarely see. A lot of Warlocks seem to be going Affliction nowadays. I do see the occasional Destruction Warlock, but almost never the Demonology Warlock. So I was, interested to do this video because it's not a spec that not a lot of people play, and I want to be able to show that even a spec that isn't as popular right now, isn't maybe considered as strong right now, I can still use to my advantage in the Proving Grounds and still achieve that gold. I've had my talents open here so you can kind of get a look at what I'm using. I'm only going to go over the ones that I feel really matter. So to start with Shadow Fury, I think it's essential because there are mystics that pop up and heal, and if you stun them, you actually effectively interrupt them, and they won't cast again for another 15 seconds. So I think Shadow Fury is a must for that. Also for keeping banana tossers where they are, if they get away from you, they reduce your chance to hit by like 75%. So those are things you want to be able to keep close to, but as Demonology it's kind of hard because you do have a root, but it takes a little bit of time to set that up. So I recommend Shadow Fury for keeping those banana tossers right where they are and for interrupting those mystics. For this row, I took Thundering Rush just because it's nice to kite the globules that the Amber Weavers cast at you. If the globules hit you, they stun you for about 5 seconds. And if you use Burning Rush, you just reduce the downtime that you have kiting these globules back into the Amber Weavers, and I'll show how I use it to my advantage. But I'm going to be mostly actually using the Warlock portals to kite those globules, and you'll see how I use that as well. I already have them set up, as you can see. For this row, I wouldn't recommend Guimar's Service. It's on a really long cooldown. Maybe if you're not going to use Shadow Fury, you can use it to interrupt the Mystics, but that's all I can really see it being useful for. But again, this is up to you, this row, anyway. And for this row, I definitely recommend Archimonde's Darkness. Kill Jaden's Cunning isn't what it used to be, and I actually use, every time I get gold, I use one charge of Dark Souls before I get to the last wave. So I use it on the second to last wave, and if I just use it there, I won't have it for the last wave. But with Archimonde's Darkness, I have 2 charges. I have it for both the last wave and the second to last wave. And Cataclysm is essential, I feel, for nullifying a couple of the waves that would otherwise be actually really difficult to handle. You'll see how I use Cataclysm. I'll use it on the first wave just to make that wave a lot easier and show off kind of what it can do. But I'll be using it throughout, and I'll use it on really key waves just because it's very, like I said, it completely nullifies a lot of the waves that otherwise give me a lot of difficulty. For glyphs, the only thing I can recommend is Glyph of Shadow Flame, but you'll see the way I use Metamorphosis to root the banana tossers anyway, so that's why I don't use it. But if you find yourself having trouble like keeping up Demonic Fury or something like that, I don't really know what you could have trouble with when it comes to rooting these guys after I show you how to do it. But if you do have trouble, you can go ahead and use Glyph of Shadow Flame, and it'll help a lot. So without further ado, I'm going to get right into basic damage gold on the Demonology Warlock. And I already have my portal set up. You can see where I have them. I'm going to preemptively cast Cataclysm right here. I'm just going to start off, and as you can see, it basically one-shot the guy right there in the center, and got the other guy very close. I haven't touched him since I got that Cataclysm cast off, and he's going to die right now. See? Now for this next wave, I'm going to Shadow Fury right off the bat on the banana tosser. It's going to spawn right in front of me. And then I'm going to immediately shift in Metamorphosis and root him with 2 Chaos Waves. The reason I'm only stunning the banana tosser is because I want the Amber Weaver to actually cast and get off his Amber Globule and stun both himself and the banana tosser. See how that works right there? They're both stunned now, and the banana tosser isn't moving, so I don't have to worry about him at all. And now the illusionary Amber Weaver goes down without any fight also. Now for this next wave, I have to wait for Cataclysm to come off cooldown still, but it's almost up, so when this timer hits 3, I'm going to start preemptively casting Cataclysm, and it's going to come out right as the wave starts. I'm going to immediately stun and get that off, and kill the Banana Tosser right away without having to deal with it too much. Now, I interrupted the Mystic. Sometimes I get lucky enough where the Globule gets kited right into the Mystic like that. I don't have to deal with interrupting the Mystic at all. But that wave, just RNG happened, and I had to interrupt the Mystic. And now, you saw me use the Warlock portal there to get immediately to the Amber Weaver and, you know, start kiting globules around him. And that's why I like the gateways, because they're just really efficient for reducing downtime. Now, on this wave, I'm going to immediately Fear the Mystic, and then I'm going to root the Banana Tosser so I don't have to worry about chasing too much. I'm going to keep my eye on the Mystic, because Fear seems to break on this one, just this one, randomly a lot. So now I have both my stun and my actual interrupt, so I'm gonna be, you know, just watching out for his heal. There's his heal, so I immediately interrupt that with my Observer's Optical Blast. That's the Command Demon ability. I'm just gonna work on, you know, getting this guy down. I went into Demon form there just to get him down before the wave ended. As you saw, it was pretty close. So I would actually recommend using Demon form a lot earlier in that wave. But I like to save Demon form for this wave here, because these Banshees are kind of annoying to kill without it. So you don't have to worry about the Guardians too much. As long as you put dots on them and kind of maintain that, they'll go down with both your dots and your pets doing damage to them. For this wave, I'm just going to stand in the center here and use Immolate Armor, and then I'm going to just, you know, do damage to the varmints here while in demon form, because if I do damage to the varmints, then the mystics will try to heal the varmints instead of healing themselves, and the varmints don't really have much health, so I'm not too worried about them. Now, I'm not sure who he was healing there, so I just made sure to go ahead and interrupt him, even though, you know, like I say, the varmints are pretty much the primary target here. It's impossible to say for sure. Now here I might actually have to cast Cataclysm, because I'm probably not going to get these guys down before the end of the wave. I like to hold on to that, but unfortunately it wasn't in the cards that time. So here, right off the bat, I'm going to stun the Banana Tosser, keep him where he is. I'm going to root him, and again, kite that Globule right into him, just dotting all the things. Banana Tosser goes down without too much of a fight. After I stunned the Banana Tosser, I did Fear the Mystic, just so I wouldn't have to worry about him healing. I'm going to reapply Fear here. Oh, and the Guardian went down. Luckily, I noticed right as the Globule was about to get into me that he went down, because otherwise, you know, what I usually do is I keep the Guardian up as long as possible to avoid taking damage from those. To avoid getting stunned by those globules. Now he's going to heal himself soon, so I'm going to have to stun him here because I already used my interrupt. And I really got to work on getting him down before the end of this wave. And he does go down. That was very tight, very close. If it were up to me, I would have been able to keep... First of all, I wouldn't have interrupted the Amber Weaver. That kind of threw me off in the middle of the wave. You saw there was kind of a time where I wasn't really doing anything at all. That is not ideal in that wave. The other thing was that I used Cataclysm in the previous wave. If it were up to me, I wouldn't have used Cataclysm. I would have been able to kill those varmints without Cataclysm and saved it for that wave. Because that Cataclysm, if you get it off right where I put down the Shadow Fury, right hitting the Guardian, the Banana Tosser, and the Amber Weaver, you basically nullify the difficulty of that wave, because you immediately kill the Banana Tosser, and the Amber Weaver has a lot lower health after that. You can deal with him pretty easily. So then, basically, about 4 seconds into the start of the wave, you're already only at the Guardian and the Banshee. Now, that last wave was pretty simple. I just you know, basically did a normal damage rotation on the Amber Weavers to get them down first, and then did a normal damage rotation on the Shah. It was kind of tight, but that's because I was talking a lot about the last wave. And for this wave, what I did right off the start was I immediately Shadow Furied and then casted Cataclysm. Normally what I do is I reverse that. I try to preemptively cast Cataclysm and then I Shadow Fury. Just so I do the damage first and don't have to worry about the heal or healing. But as you saw, Cataclysm actually ended up one-shotting the Banana Tosser, so that wasn't really an issue. And then I dispatched the Mystic right after I took out the Banana Tosser. And then I took out the Banshee as soon as it spawned. And now I'm just doing some hard damage on the Illusionary Shah now that his shield's down. That's the important part about these waves. You have to save your, you know, like your kind of hard-hitting abilities for when his shield goes down. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to reposition my gateways just again to reduce the downtime. As you can see, both Berserking buffs are up, and I'm just saving those for this wave. That's what I do. So even though the Shah's taking 50% reduced damage right now, I am going to use a Berserking buff right here because I want to get out, you know, some of that big damage right at the start, even though I'm going through a shield. 80 damage, you know, 80% damage is better than 50% damage, so I'm going to end up getting about 10% of his health down. That's pretty consistently what I do before his shield comes down. And there's going to be a Banshee that spawns over here. That's kind of why I have the portal set up over here, so I can see, you know, him when he spawns. And I'm going to take him out pretty quickly. And I know when that Banshee goes down, it's time for the second Berserking buff. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do here. And I'm going to also pop my Terror Guard and just, you know, really dish out the damage on this dude. Now another Banshee does pop up. I'm going to stay on the Shah because I need to really get his health down. And now I'm going to switch to the Banshee, and the Banshee goes down. If that Shah had gotten his, if I had switched the Banshee earlier, the Shah would not have died. Most likely, it would have been a rough kill there. Even though I cut it kind of tight with the Banshee, I knew I had to get the Shah down first because the Banshee was about to explode, but I knew I would be able to get the Shah down before the Banshee exploded. And the Shah was actually very close to getting his shield back up. I was surprised that he didn't because his debuff wore off where he takes 300% more damage. I was surprised that he didn't get his shield back up. But obviously he didn't. Even if he had, though, this is why I'm bringing this up, even if he had put his shield back up, it wouldn't have mattered. I still would have killed him through the 50% damage reduction. It just would have meant that I would have switched the Banshee as soon as his shield went up because I would have had to take care of the Banshee. I wouldn't be able to kill the Shah through the shield and then get the Banshee. There wouldn't be enough damage to do that. So there's the Demonology video. That's one spec down, a lot more to go. Be sure to leave a comment if this helped you. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. I will be doing every single spec of every single class, every single damage spec, and a lot of tanking specs for you're doing it wrong. Eventually be moving into Endless and go from there. So if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give me a like, and yeah, see you in the Proving Grounds.